Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? Today I wanted to do a semi get ready with me since I've never been completely barefaced on camera on YouTube. I thought that maybe I would go ahead and do just half of my eyes. I haven't done the bottom part yet and show you what I do to get my foundation and contour and highlight and everything else on. So let's just get started. I've already used my repair lotion. It's Benzol 3.7, and I also have already used, whoops, sorry, I'm throwing everything around. I've already used my Cetaphil. So the next thing I'm going to do is prime my face with my L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get not too much. I'm almost out actually, and this stuff is pretty good. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to get some out. Okay, so I'm going to get about that much on my hand. And I'm going to really like work it into my fingers and start patting it where I have pores or fine lines. Now I'm kind of doing a patting and rubbing motion. Um, you really want to pat it into all of your pores and fine lines that you may have. For me, my problem areas are right here and right here. So, and just to let you know, I have a camera right here, I mean a mirror right here, so that's what I'm kind of looking into to judge where exactly I'm putting all of my products. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foundation, and today I'm going to use the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I love this foundation. So I'm going to take 2 pumps, which is about that much, and I'm going to take my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It looks like this. And I'm going to dab this makeup just all over my face. So as you can see, I'm just dotting it everywhere to kind of evenly distribute it. And I just kind of make a line on my nose. And I like to pull my hair out of my face whenever I'm doing my makeup just so I don't get it all in my hair. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do a stipple and buff at the same time kind of motion. And I kind of just go all over my face. You can start wherever you want. Sometimes I start on one side of my face, sometimes I go from the top to the bottom. It just really depends what I feel like doing. Always make sure that you blend it completely in and bring it down your neck just a bit. And get as close to your eyes as you can, but we're going to use under eye concealer. So don't worry too much about getting it as close to the lash line as you can. Now I'm not sure if this is coming off too light for me, but this shade actually matches me pretty perfectly in person. This foundation is definitely my holy grail foundation. I love it so much. I have about 4 or 5 shades in it, so that kind of tells you how much I like it. I wanted to make sure I had it for all times of the year. Okay, so this is what the first layer looks like, and I know that I look kind of pale and ghostly, but we're going to fix that soon. And remember, I said it really does match me um, in person, but I think with all of my lights, it's kind of washing me out a little bit. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back and focus on my problems areas with the rest of the makeup that's on my hand. Typically, my problem areas are my cheeks, any blemishes I may have, which I had one right here, right above my forehead, down my nose, and some on my chin. I want to go ahead and try to get the rest off with my brush, and just this time I'm not going to buff at all, I'm just going to stipple. So as you can see, it's giving me a pretty flawless finish. So I'm looking in my viewfinder right here, and I do look very ghostly, so I do apologize about that. But like I said, bronzer and contour will definitely fix that. Okay, so once you make sure that you have it all blended out, you always want to make sure um, that you're blending. That's like the number one thing with makeup is blending. Once you've got blending down, you've got makeup down. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my under eye concealer, and I noticed that I've been suffering really bad with some dark under eyes. So what I found that works the best is the Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. I'm going to take just about that much on my finger, and I'm going to rub it in to kind of emulsify it and warm it up. So I kind of go in a triangle. And don't forget the little indentions right on the both sides of your nose. So as you can see, I have it going down and out. So I'm also going to kind of highlight with this. I'm going to get just a little bit more on my finger. I'm almost out of this stuff. I love it so much. I'm going to get about that much more and rub it in. And this I'm going to highlight my face with. So I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. So this is what it looks like. This is where you want to focus your highlights. So you want to focus it on your forehead, down the bridge of your nose, your cupid's bow, your chin, and underneath your eyes in a triangle kind of shape. So I'm going to, well, I guess I don't have something to wash my hands off with. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to wash off my fingers a little bit. And what I like to use to blend that out, again, is my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So I'm going to start right here on my forehead and just kind of blend it out. Make sure all the edges are blended out and go down my nose. Now you don't want to do too much buffing or anything because you don't want to move any of the makeup that you've already put down on your face. And my chin. Now is the fun part underneath your eyes. So I start with the outer part just to blend it in and make sure that it's seamless. I know that I make funny faces when I put on my makeup, but it helps. What can I say? So I want to get a little bit closer to my eye with the brush. And now I'm going to use my fingers to kind of blend it in just like this. You always want to make sure that your under eyes are very well blended out so that you don't have any creasing later on. And a lot of people think that you need to start here and work your way out and you're done. But that's not the case. You want to go back in for your last motion just because it helps push the products inwards and helps prevent any creasing that you may have. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take my Stay Matte by Rimmel, and this is what it looks like. I used to use this a lot, but I ran out and just never really repurchased because I like using so many different products. And I'm trying to find my brush that I typically use with this. Hold on just one second. What I normally use is I guess I can't find it. So today I'm going to use just this brush. Any brush that's really small that will fit under your eyes will work great. So I'm going to pick up some product and lay it underneath my eyes. So I like to set my under eyes first just to try and prevent any creasing that may happen. Then I'm going to go and set the rest of that concealer. So this is kind of what it's looking like right now. And then after that, I'm going to get my, this is a big fluffy brush from the icing, but you can use any big fluffy brush that you would like. Hold on just one second. What?
My Lego man.
It's in your jacket.
Which one?
In the living room. Yes, please shut the door, baby. And I'm going to lightly dust my face with the Rimmel Stay Matte. Notice I am going over those spots that I already um, went over just to make sure, especially underneath my eyes, that it is very well set. So this is what I look like so far, and I know that I look very, very ghostly, but we're going to fix that. The next thing I do is I like to bronze up my face, and my favorite thing to do that at the moment is this NYC Smooth Skin in Sunny. Let me show you what it looks like. To bronze, you want to use more of a warm tone color. So I'm going to take another big fluffy brush, and this is a powder brush by Real Techniques, and you're going to kind of go where the sun would naturally hit your face. So right here, in the corners of your head, right here, and bring it over to kind of touch your nose, your chin. You want to bring it down your neck, your cheeks, and the other side. So once you think that you've got yourself pretty bronzed up the way that you would like, I'm going to put a little bit more on. Then we can go on to contouring. So with contouring, you want to take a little bit more of a cool toned bronzer. And the one I'm going to use is Hoola by Benefit, and this is the box it comes in, and this is the color. I've really been loving this, and I know a lot of people talk about it on YouTube, and there's definitely a reason for that. I am losing all of my brushes. Let's see, that is just so strange. So what I typically do is I take an angled contour brush. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. This is what it looks like. It's just an angled brush, if you can see, and it's pretty thick, but you can always squeeze it and make it thinner if you need it more precise. So I'm going to just dab it into the product and put it where you would normally contour. So you want to make kind of a strange looking face, but you want to see where your cheekbone is, and you want to put it right underneath your cheekbone. I'm looking in my mirror too, so sorry about that. But basically you want it to start at the top of your ear and kind of go down to where it ends about right here. So I will show you how I do that. Now you want to start in the hairline so that way there's no weird kind of lines. Oh, we'll do it on the other side. So as you can see here, is what it looks like. You also want to go up into your hairline like so, and on the other side, and kind of connect it. You want to make sure that everything blends seamlessly. You don't want there to be any strange lines all over your face. I want to deepen up the contour just a little bit on both sides. And then the next thing I like to do is contour my nose. And for that, I'm using my e.l.f. angled contour brush. It's just a flat top angled brush. And I'm going to dip it back into the Hoola, tap it off, and contour my nose. So you kind of just go along the shape of your nose, just like that, and kind of go over and get the tip of your nose. And I like to put a little right here just to add a little something. And then the last part is going right underneath your lip. It gives you more of a poutier looking lip, which I really like. So this is what the finished bronzing and contouring looks like. What I'm going to do now is take my big powder brush and kind of just blend it all in. Okay, so as you can see, I don't look as ghostly as I did before. So that is a great thing. And now I'm going to move on to blush, and I have two options for you. I have one drugstore and one high-end that I like to use on a regular basis. The first one is Nars by Orgasm, or this is Orgasm by Nars, and this is what it looks like. If you can see, it is a pinkish, peachish color that has some gold shimmer to it. And a dupe for that is around, I think this is $2 to $3, and it is just about the same color. It's a pinkish, peachish kind of color with gold sparkle. Whenever I say sparkle, I don't mean huge chunks of glitter. I just mean it's going to give you a very pretty sheen. So the brush I'm going to use for that is my Real Techniques blush brush. So if you haven't noticed, there is a trend. I love all of the Real Techniques face brushes. I haven't yet tried out the eye brushes, but I definitely want to. What I'm going to do, just to show you how comparable these are, is use one blush on one side and one on the other. So the first one I'm going to take is Orgasm, and remember this one is by Nars. And I'm going to dip my brush in and tap it off. I'm going to smile and get it on the apples of my cheeks and kind of go in an upward diagonal line, just like I did my contour, to kind of give my face a fake facelift. So I'm going to go like this and kind of bring it up the temple just a little bit. So there you have it. There is the Nars by Orgasm by Nars. I'm sorry, I'm getting so tongue-tied for some reason. I'm going to put just a little bit more on, and I think we're good to go on that side. So I'm going to clean off my brush just so you can see that this really is a dupe. And I'm going to use this one by Wet n Wild, and this is called Pearlescent Pink. So I'm going to dip it in, tap it off. This one is highly, highly pigmented, so I recommend you tap it into it and tap it into a towel and do the same. So as you can see, here is the NARS Orgasm, and here is the NYC, or no, not NYC, Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink. They are highly, highly similar, especially in person. You can really tell just how similar they really, really are. So, like I said, great dupes, NARS and Wet n Wild, pretty comparable. In fact, I kind of recommend the Wet n Wild one. The next thing I'm going to do is completely optional, and I don't do this all the time, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to show you about highlighting. And this one is a great highlighter to start off with if you're new with highlighting. This is the Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in Beige Pearl. And it's by Physicians Formula, and this is what it looks like. It's just a beigey kind of color. It's very light highlight, but it definitely does add a little bit. I'm going to take this brush. I got this from Crown Brush, but I'm not sure what the name is, and it's not really my favorite brush. So I'm going to just tap it into the product just like this, tap it off, and put it right above my highlight or my blush and wrap it around, kind of like a C. And then I'm also going to go down the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Now this is not a very, loud highlight. This is definitely very soft, but it does still give you that glow whenever you turn to the side, if you can kind of see. And yeah, it's great. So now that I'm finished with my face completely, I like to set it. You can set it with so many different things. I have two options right now. I have the Mario Badescu face spray, and this is what it looks like. And I also have one that's a little bit more expensive, and it's the Caudalie. And I'm going to use this one. It smells like mint, and I just love it. And you just let it dry, and it just kind of sets your makeup and refreshes your face. It doesn't make it look so powdery since we've just put on so many powder products. Now what I do to finish up is I finish up my eye makeup, and that is what I'm going to do now. I used my Anastasia Tamanna face palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil brush. Where is my pencil brush? Let's see. I have this huge cup full of my eye brushes. And let me show you the shades I used. I used this Bengal shade, And I also use this shade, it's Sangria. I used blush, and I also use another shade from my Physicians Formula, um, all matte quad, if you've ever seen this before. So what I'm going to do is I think that I'm going to take this shade Gilded right here, and I'm going to put it along my lower lash line. To give you more of a softer look, I really recommend using eyeshadow to line your eyes. It gives you a more smoky, natural look. And it's super easy. So that is that eye done, and I know it doesn't look like much, but it definitely does add something. So almost done. I like to go over just a couple of times to make sure that it is pigmented, and there we go. So that's what it looks like if you can see. And my favorite mascara right now for the bottom lash line is the Jordana Best Lash Extreme. So I'm going to have to get a little bit close to this mirror. I'll bring it in a little closer so that I can get my bottom lashes. Now I have some super blonde lashes, and they are really, really small. So it's very hard for me to get mascara on my lower lash line. So I just try to tint them as much as I can, and I'm good with it. So I'm going to do the last one. And if you get any on your lower lash line, it's okay, like I just did, and I'll show you what I do. So as you can see, I have messed up just a little bit where I touched my bottom lash line, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner of this towel here, and I'm going to kind of rub it, and it takes it right off. So you don't have to really worry too much about it. And I'm going to touch it up with my pencil brush where I accidentally got some on there. And you're good to go. So this is my finished makeup routine. I hope that you found this helpful. Please let me know what you think, and let me know if you'd like any more of these. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.